Hello everyone, this is Stephanie from Little Steffi Big World, and I'm so excited to finally show you my Northern Europe trip travel scrapbook album. This is the first of 5 albums, so I'm gonna be doing 5 parts. And this one is the one where I tell you about the story about our travels and a little bit about the scrapbooking. If you don't want to listen to my voice, if you don't need any of this information about the trip and the scrapbooking part, there's a link in the description below this video where you see a flip through of this album with just music. So I'm just gonna show you the pages. There's just music, no talking. So if you want to see that, the link is in the description below. And if you want to see how I prepared for this, and if you want to see the process videos of 2 of the layouts, I don't have the process of all of this. The links are in the description below or on my channel if you like to subscribe to my channel or anything. And yeah, there's gonna be 4 more parts of this, so let's jump into this. Now we traveled to 5 countries, so each of the books has one of the country names on it in the order that we traveled. So the first one is Germany, and actually this book contains the first 4 days of our 30-day trips that we went to Hamburg, and then we went to Copenhagen in Denmark. And this piece here is actually from the Design Museum in Denmark, the National Design Museum, and we loved it so much. So you're gonna see this. I picked up 2 of these, like an artsy thing that you can color in. I didn't color it in, but I thought I'm gonna use the scraps, that I have, and kind of do an artsy thing on this one. So yeah, this is the cover. I do tend to do the covers first, so I had a lot of scraps left over, lots of stickers and punching and stamping, washi tape. Yeah, you're gonna see this throughout the album. It's all more or less with the same supplies. So it was in 2019 in July and August, and it's kind of a follow the rainbow theme. So we live in the south of Germany. We took the train to Hamburg, and then the train over to Copenhagen in Denmark. We went over to Malmö, and then up to Stockholm. Everything by train, also by train to Oslo in Norway, and also by train over to Bergen. And then we flew from Bergen to Amsterdam. That's why I've put a plane here, and stayed a few days in Amsterdam before we flew back to the south of Germany. So it was a 30-day trip. My husband, my daughter who was just like 13 months old at the time, and me, and it was fabulous. So I made an envelope with my We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board for this. It's a bit of a shame with this ring album. I had to cut off this part of the flip. But it contains our train ticket. So the train ticket from the south of Germany to Hamburg. So it's gonna fade away after a while. So if it fades away, I'm gonna throw it away. But it's got the originals, stamping when we got checked. And this is my planning for the trip. Yeah, I do everything in Excel, like when we are traveling, where we're staying, what we want to see, any special things, and also our budgeting, like how much do we spend on accommodation, transport, food, sightseeing. I try to estimate everything before we go, so we have a rough idea of our budget, and we stick to our budget, and we did. We were quite a bit under our budget actually. So this book is about the 4 days that we spent in Hamburg. Well, the first day is arriving in Hamburg, and then 3 days in Hamburg, and then the first 2 days in Copenhagen. So I did quite a bit of stitching. My friend has a sewing machine with 2 full days, or I did 2 full days of stitching. So most of the layouts have stitching and stamping, stickers and everything. So this is on our first day in the train from the south of Germany to the north, and this is from the beer that my husband had on the train. So this is like the little coaster that came with it. So I kept this, and it's a picture of my daughter and me while she's still awake. We started at 6 p.m. in the evening, and it was a 6-hour train ride, and we thought, oh yeah, after 3 hours or something she's gonna fall asleep. It took her over 5 hours to finally fall asleep. So this pictures of her finally asleep. Just this little piece here, just to mention, this is a little, like, not restaurant, imbibe thingy at the main station, where we had dinner before we took off on the train. And it was a bit broken. The whole leaflet, the whole menu was a little bit broken, so I just took that one with me and cut the name of it and put it in here. I used my hole punch. I used my hole punch a lot for this. So yeah, she finally fell asleep just half an hour before we arrived. And I have this, this is the door hanger from the hotel that we stayed in Hamburg. And that broke as well because my daughter played with it. So I took it and cut out the words, please do not disturb, because she finally fell asleep. And then half an hour later, we had to get off the train. She woke up, and then we walked through the night, like 2 kilometers or something, to our hotel. And we arrived in the middle of the night. So I have a process video of this layout, which was the very first one that I did, and it took me ages to do. And this is the second layout, and I also have a process video of this on my channel. So the links are in the description below if you're interested. So this is a leaflet of the hotel, so I did a little flip, and behind that is my journaling of how we arrived in the hotel. And luckily she fell asleep in the hotel room very quickly after we arrived. So we got up, we went to explore Hamburg. We've been to Hamburg before quite a few times, so we just went Speicherstadt, and we had lunch at the Portuguese part of the city, which we really liked. Before, you know, the lunch we had before, we didn't find a restaurant we've been before, so we went to another one. This was okay, but not the best. There was really, really good Portuguese food in Hamburg. So I just put a single picture here of the Elbphilharmonie, and this is a selfie of us with the Elbphilharmonie in the background. So it's at the Landungsbrücken, that's how it's called there. So yeah, I had a lot of fun doing little clusters here and there, and I'm covering my daughter's face just for privacy. So a little bit about this. It was really, really nice, very, very good weather, and we were in a good mood after a very, very bad start into that journey. So our daughter fell asleep. We went just for a little walk to the St. Nikolai Church, and this is a leaflet. So it's in German and in English. You can go up, but because my daughter was asleep and we went, you know, my husband is a little bit afraid of heights, and we were just like, no, we're just gonna have a look. Gonna have a selfie in front of that. And on the other side there was this water play fountain, which we thought was pretty cool. So I put this in here, and there's a little flip. So the journaling is in behind there. And I wanted to put, you know, the whole of this map. I like the colors, the green, blue. I love maps in general. So I wanted to be able to see as much of the map as possible. So I also have a flip here of my daughter in her buggy. And yeah, some more journaling in behind here. So here's the main station. Our hotel was way over there. So we had to walk, or we walked all the time. We didn't take any public transport or cabs or anything while in Hamburg. We walked everything. So the St. Nikolai Church, where is it? So we walked all the way here to the St. Nikolai Church, and yeah, around the Speicherstadt, somewhere here, but we went later on over here to the gardens. And you can walk in Hamburg. It's a lot of walking, but you can do it. So we went to the town hall, and around that is a lot of shopping. So we just had a little bit of an exploration there. And then we went to the Gängeviertel. So I just put an arrow, a washi tape with the arrow here, because it's right there. It's a Gängeviertel, and it's supposed to be artsy. So we did find a little bit of art throughout the this part, but not too much. So I don't know, maybe next time I should do a better research. So we went further north to the Planten und Blumen. It's a very, very nice park. We really, really loved it. It was so beautiful in July, and all the flowers, or the rhododendrons, I don't know, is it the same in English? They were blooming, there were waterfalls, and it was really, I loved it. So I put these hearts in behind this picture. And there's a journaling card here, so I don't have to journal too much on the layouts, although I did a little bit. We went to playground and the Japanese garden, so I put all this here. We went to the Nespresso shop where my husband has a card off, you know, get some coffee. So I just wrote down there because I don't have any pictures of that part of the day. So later on we also went up the hill to the St. Michael's church, so it's just called the Michel. But again, we didn't went up with my daughter because we didn't know if she'd like it. We've been up before years ago, so it was just nice for us to take a picture and remember the time before our daughter when we were up here, and now we're here again, so it was just nice. So that day my daughter turned 13 months. We always celebrate on the 20th of a month, so there's just some cake, celebrate, and I just put in some nice things just for fun. So there was a playground, a kids corner, luckily in the hotel, so we always went there in the evening, or this was the first evening, but we always went there in the evenings. And while our daughter was able to play, we had some dinner and some wine. I mean, this was 2019. We're now in 2020. Anything like this, not possible at the moment, you know, letting your kids play with anyone else, any foreigners, you know. The hotel was very, very full, and luckily there was a guest kitchen. I didn't know that before, so we could cook actually our own meals. So we saved some money on that, because I thought we would have to go out every time for dinner and lunch. So the next day in the morning we went to a playground close to the Landungsbrücken, which we loved very, very much. And we actually found some toys there. We were the only ones there for over an hour, and there were some little toys, so we just picked them up. You're gonna see them later in some other pictures. We still have this toy, so every time I see this toy I think, oh yeah, we found that in Hamburg. So this is kind of a memorabilia that you take away with you. So later in the day we went to the Freilichtmuseum in Kiekeberg, which is in the north of Hamburg, and there was a rose exhibition or flower exhibition, and our friends from Bremen said they're gonna go over there to have a look at it, and we're gonna meet there. So I made a little pocket here for the memorabilia from that museum that I just picked up. A few things that you can say about, you know, I don't know, farming? Let's say farming in general and farming in history. So it's about how they lived in 1804 and 1904, as well as 1945. So we met with our friends, that's my friend and his son, our daughter. So there were a lot of goose that we saw there, and of course pigs and horses and stuff. So I just put these kind of things on this page, and it was so nice to see them, finally see them, and finally see their son, who's just I think a few months older than our daughter. So it was so nice to see them. So I just put a picture that we had. It was just nice, so I just wanted to do something really special here. So I took out whatever I could just to make it like this moment. Seeing our friends again was so good. So the next day we took the train from Hamburg to Copenhagen, and this is a picture out the window of the train. There's a really long bridge that goes like a U-turn. So it's not the best picture, so I didn't want to do a separate layout for this. And I just put a little dream saw on the wings of imagination. Just a piece of the collections that I use is that you see in my preparation video. So this is a picture of our daughter in the train. It was a funny story. I thought I didn't get any reservation, any seat reservation, but luckily there were 3 seats free in the whole train. Everything was booked out, and we sat down, and when our tickets got checked, I did see that these 3 seats were actually our seats. They were reserved. We didn't even know. But we had some nice company from a German who lives in Switzerland, and she gave our daughter some bread, some really crunchy bread. She loved it. We didn't even know. We couldn't get that bread anywhere. So we arrived in Copenhagen. We walked to, no, we had to take a local train. So these are the tickets of our local trains to get to our hotel. So this is the key card holder of our hotel. So I just slip it in here, and if this fades away, I can take it out, you know, and throw it away if I don't like it anymore. So I'm just in the back, adjusted a little bit of embellishments. So now this is very, very heavy, so I did a pocket in behind here. I took a second sheet of this black cardstock. I glued it down, and then I also went on stitching this. And I've got a lot of books that I picked up in Copenhagen. At first I thought I'm going to use this and cut out the things, you know, that we remember or that we've been to, like we've been to the National Museum. So I was thinking of cutting this piece out here maybe, and there's also other parts of the city that we visited and that I wanted to use, similar to my Portugal album that I did from our trip that we did later in that year, like in 2019, over Christmas and over New Year's Eve. I used mainly travel memorabilia and pictures in washi tape, and not as much paper, not as much embellishments. So that's why I picked it up. I still didn't want to throw this away, so I just kept this. The same with this. So I think I've put a sticker down here. That's why I ripped it off, because I thought I'm gonna use these parts here. I'm gonna cut this off because we've been to this castle, for example. This is a part of the design museum that we visited and really, really liked. We also went to this museum here, and there's the polar bear from the zoo. I think it's at the zoo. That we saw as well. So I thought I'm gonna take this out, you know, I'm gonna take pieces and put them in my layouts. In the end I decided to keep the whole book. So it's all in the pocket here, and this is a map. It's a really, really big map, and it's a completely different style to what I've seen before, because it actually illustrates the buildings, you know, very similar. So it was a lot better for my orientation. So I used this map a lot. It's already, you know, if you can see, it's already torn apart in pieces, in places. So I love this card as well. So the next day, very, very early, we activated our Copenhagen cards and went to see the Little Mermaid in the very, very morning. And we rushed to take a selfie with the Little Mermaid before all the Chinese. We saw 2 busloads full of Asians. We assume it were Chinese people. And we've been to China before. We know how this works. So we rushed in to take our selfies and then rushed out again before all the tourists came. And this is like the reality. This is how it really looks, you know. And this is just a selfie. Like, it looks like no one else is there. It's just the angle of the picture. So I made a little pocket here as well for our Copenhagen cards. This is the booklet that you get with the Copenhagen card. This is Amalienburg with the changing of the guard. We've seen that as well. And it's got loads of information, another map of what's included in the card and where you get discounts and stuff. We use this a lot. I really, really did my research on what's included, what we can do in a day to get the most of this card, because it's not cheap. But we took the one with the public transport included, so we made the most of it. And there's another card here as well, just on very, very short, what's included and what's not, and how much the entrances are. So we got our money worth of it. You're gonna see that over this book and the second book as well. So I did a very, very big card, lots of stamping, and just a little bit going crazy here. And on the back I've got my journaling. Instead of journaling on my layout, it's on this tag here. So yeah, this is the selfie of the three of us with the little mermaid, and this is just our daughter with it. And as I said, there are loads of people around trying to take a selfie. We just managed to do one before a Chinese guide climbed over to the mermaid, so it was basically sitting there blocking everyone else from doing a proper, you know, picture. Everyone wants to take a picture of the little mermaid. So just opposite, like really close to the mermaid, is the castellet. So it's still in use, and you shouldn't take any pictures of the building inside. So I didn't take any pictures. This is from the gate before you get in. So I did some flips here, just writing some stuff about that. I did a lot of stamping and fussy cutting, so this is some of it, and stamping the date. And from inside I also took a picture of this really nice church. It's the St. Alban Church, and on the other side when we went out there is this fountain, this Geffion fountain. So we threw some coins over our shoulders into that fountain as well. Our daughter was asleep, so we just rested for a little bit before we went on to the Design Museum of Denmark, which was really nice. We really enjoyed this, and you can pick up this card. So this is the second one, as you've seen in the cover. I took two of them, and this is another one on the back. So I just glued them together and punched some holes. I didn't color them in. Maybe I'll do that later. I don't know. Maybe it just reminds us. So this leaflet actually is from another museum. It was included in the Copenhagen card and was on our way in between the Design Museum and the next church. So I thought, yeah, let's just go in. We went in, we had a look for about 10 minutes, and then we went out again because we thought it was disgusting. We really thought, it's like, oh my god, that's so disgusting, let's just get out of here. I still kept this as a reminder that we went in, and we're never gonna recommend it to anyone except you are in medical profession. So this is the leaflet from the Design Museum Denmark, and we loved it. It was so nice, and this is like the bookcase we loved the most. The two of us, we wanted to have this. We want to have this in our house, but it's so expensive. Oh my god, but maybe sometime. So yeah, I kept it, and it's gonna go in this pocket here. I did a lot of pockets at the beginning, and later on I decided to put them in here like this ones, depending on the leaflet, doing holes and having it here, so I have more space on the layout to play around. At first, actually, these cards got into this pocket, but then I did the stitching around here to make this pocket more secure, and then these didn't fit into here anymore. That's why this pocket is way bigger than it's supposed to be, because this was supposed to go in here. So on our way from the Design Museum over to Amalienburg, there is the Marble Church. It's free to go in. It's a very nice church. It reminded me of another church, like from London and stuff. You know, they look similar, maybe from Italy. So this is in front, this is when you go in, and this is the look that you get if you look up to the ceiling, you know, to the dome. So it kind of goes like this together, and on the back I just cut two parts that actually belong together. Just put it on here so it's a bit nicer. So we went into Amalienburg. You're not allowed to take any pictures in there, but I looked out the window and saw a big crowd of people, you know, more people coming in. So someone inside the castle said, oh yeah, the changing of the guard is gonna start. So we went out, and our daughter, so she would have a better view, so my husband took her on his shoulders for the very first time ever, and she loved it. It was so amazing. I had so much fun doing this layout, this picture. I wish I could show you her face. She loved it. She loved it so much. So we had a look at the changing of the guards. So I took some pictures with my camera. They're a little bit wonky, but we couldn't stay throughout. It took quite a long time, and Natalie got cranky, so we left. We went to a market hall and had some really nice lunch. My husband is vegetarian. I took something vegetarian as well, so we could try both stuffs. So I had the egg wrap, while my husband had the Bad Hunter, which is a really good name for something vegetarian. It's the burger with, I think, egg and stuff. So from Amalienburg we went to Rosenburg, and this is a picture of my daughter while we waited for our entrance time for the tour. And it was really nice. She wasn't interested in the beautiful garden or into the castle that we are looking at. She was only looking for the pigeons. She always looks at birds. So I did a little pocket here as well for the leaflet of Rosenburg, and it gives you all the information what you see on the different levels. So that's really nice. And I like the cellar, you know, because there's all the crown jewels and stuff, and yeah, I love that. So I just made this little pocket here, did some stitching to make it more secure. And this is just a picture of one picture inside and one from the sword, which I like. And I have our tickets here as a flip. So this is all included in the Copenhagen card as well, so I really like that. So then we rushed to the round tower, and the round tower doesn't have a lot of stairs, only at the very end. So the beginning it's very flat, and so we could roll the buggy up and just like 20 steps of at the very end, and you had a beautiful view over the city. Really beautiful. I really like this, and this was included in the Copenhagen card as well. So I really enjoyed this, making these clusters here and stitching and stamping and stuff. So it got a little bit colorful, but I really liked it. I liked the view, and we had a beautiful day, as you can see. So in the evening our daughter fell asleep again in the buggy. We went into the Guinness World Records as well, because it's included in the Copenhagen card as well, which was nice at the beginning, but then later on it wasn't all that nice, and because our daughter was asleep we had to carry her. There were lots of steps, so it's not barrier free. And then we just had a walk along Nyhaven. It's very famous with its colorful houses and lots of pubs and restaurants, but supposed to be very expensive. We were on a budget, so we just had a look, you know. So we just had a look from the other side, just taking a selfie because our daughter was asleep. And then we took the train back to our hotel. It was a very great day that we had in Copenhagen. We had some Carlsberg. We had some beer at the end of the day, and we deserved it. We deserved it. It was so fun. So the first 6 days of our 30-day trip is over. I just used some scraps to do this rainbow here at the end. And I didn't do any stamping or any stickers because I just liked the way how it is. The thing is, on the packaging it said this is gonna be 30 by 30 centimeters, and this piece here is 30 by 30 centimeters, but on the inside these are only 29 centimeters high, so I have to cut off a piece up here, and because of the rings it's only 28 centimeters wide, so I have to cut an even bigger piece up here. So I have a lot of stripes from all the background paper that I'm using. I'm always using background instead of the black cardstock. So you're gonna see in the next album, in my second album, quite a few layouts where I use loads and loads of stripes in different ways. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're looking forward to the second one that I'm gonna show you in about 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how I'm moving on with all the other stuff that's going on, because life has picked up again. So you all stay safe and scrapbook on, and yeah, I hope you like this video. Give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want. I think the link is there, somewhere there or here, I don't know. And thank you all for your motivation, for your inspiration, and for your encouragement. I finished this this one and the other 4 albums in 4 months, in just 4 months, and I'm so happy about this. I'm so proud of it. So thank you all for watching, take care and see you soon. Bye bye.